get yourself a cup of coffee. I'm just wrapping up this day. It's 5 o'clock. And it's Tuesday night. And you guys don't have a video. So here we go. What have I been up to? Well, in order to tell you the whole story, I kind of got to back up a couple of days. Oh, maybe even 2 weeks. 2 weeks ago, I drove 3.5 hours from this driveway to look at this tractor and purchase it. I purchased it as junk. Why junk, you say? It looks pretty nice. Well, it does look pretty nice. Amazing what a can of paint will do. It wasn't running. It wasn't running at all. And I think the person that owned it got frustrated with it because he went out and purchased a Kubota, brand new. So let's have a cup of coffee and I'll tell you about the story. So 2 weeks ago I went and looked at it, just because you have to be fast when you're looking at some deals, and this was one of them ones that I couldn't get it home. I've been too busy to get it home, but I had to get it looked at. It was $1,000, so we'll skip right to the junk price. It was $1,000 because it wasn't running. And I'm going to put it in gear. It was $1,000 because it wasn't running. And the guy couldn't figure it out. And while we was in his driveway, I couldn't figure it out. But you guys watch this channel any length of time, we're always talking about skills, 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 and more skills. I am all about skills and sharing skills. If you guys are new to the channel, this is just one more part in the East Grand Woodsman lifestyle at the 2 cabins. Back in January, I got hit hard with a windstorm and knocked down every tree that's on my property. So I need some help. Voila, here's some help. But anyways, getting to this tractor story. Went back last Friday or Thursday of last week and got it picked up. He had a 6-wheeler in the driveway there with a winch on it. We used a winch to get it up into my utility trailer. And then when I got home, I pulled it around back of the shop with my 6-wheeler. And this thing's pretty heavy for that 6-wheeler to tow around. It weighs 2,000 pounds. And the 6-wheeler really didn't like it. So I've been working on it ever since. The weekend was busy with family stuff, so I couldn't really work on it over the weekend. I was hoping it was something simple, but you never know. And where does the skills come in? Well, this is a 3-cylinder Mitsubishi diesel engine. I have never in my life ever worked on a diesel engine, ever. The John Deere up at the cabin, that's a diesel. I've never touched it. It starts every time I want it. I change the oil in it, and the rest of it I grease and all of that, but I have not had to work on the motor. So with this diesel being not running, and I was in the mood for a project, like I need one of those, like a hole in the head. But anyways, I was in the mood to learn a new skill. And I was just thinking, being a diesel engine, it has to have fuel, it has to have air, it has to have exhaust, it has to have electricity. That's what motors run on. And it's a 1987. It's before all of the safety switches. It's before all of the crap that's on equipment nowadays. So this thing can be worked on, and that was another reason that I wanted it. Because you can literally take this motor out. It's in a zipper. Take a zipper to it, lift that motor out, and do anything you want to it. Parts are easy to find for it. This is a Mitsubishi engine, and they've made hundreds of thousands of them around the world. So getting parts for it, I am finding, is very simple. So let's get to what I had to do. I've been working on it for 3 days, not all day. I tried something, and every step I got a little better, but not quite. It what it was doing was it would almost start. And it was basically running on one cylinder and the starter. For whatever reason. Again, I don't know nothing about diesel engines. So anyways, because what it was doing is one cylinder would fire, and then the starter would bring it around the next time. So the other two cylinders weren't doing anything at all. So I took out the glow plugs, cleaned all those up, and I don't touch anything without cleaning up wires. If there's a wire to it, it gets cleaned up. It gets a file on it, and it gets shiny, shiny, brand new before it goes back in. So after I did all that, I left out one glow plug because I wanted to check the compression. I was afraid that there was no compression, so we left out one glow plug. And when I did that, the thing fired right up, ran like a top with one glow plug out, and I couldn't start it if I put the glow plug back in. What it was doing, it just, the battery had juice. The starter would just seem to run out of, it's turning and act just like a dead battery. Well, I don't have a dead battery. So, so this morning I came down, thought about it, because I was thinking I got to pull the starter off maybe, send it out, have it rebuilt, purchase a new one, whatever. It was a choice I had on the starter. So before I was going that route, I had to figure out if it was a 15 tooth or a 13 tooth starter. So that meant I had to pull it out and count the teeth. But when I got down here this morning, I said, well, I'm going to try it. And I said, I'm going to try it. I'm going to put the battery was on a charger all night. I put in the glow plug. I even hooked it up, all set like the thing was going to start. And it took right off, started right up. And I said, well, that's pretty good. So I said, I'm going to take it for a spin. So I unhooked the charger and let it run for a few minutes, and it stalled. And it wouldn't start. It would not start to save my neck. So I hooked back up the charger and took right off. So that's kind of leading me now to anybody that knows anything about motors, that's kind of leading me now to bad grounds. So after that, I knew I could start it with the thing, ran good with a battery charger on it. So I think what was happening, it was getting just enough electricity to the starter through the battery charger that it would turn her over fast enough to ignite the diesel. So I took the starter off. I didn't take the starter off today, but everything else, the solenoid, the battery, all the grounds that are on this tractor, I took them out. I ground them clean. I ground the spot clean. I cleaned up every wire that was on the solenoid, put the solenoid in, and the same deal. So now she'll start right up. Should. You don't make a liar out of me. Guess we want her back in neutral. So started, which is a good thing. But I think I got the charger on it again. Because right now, we'll start because that charger's on. But if I turn that charger off, it probably won't start. So that's leading me to the next project, which is going to be, because I've cleaned every ground, so it's not that anymore. So my next project will probably swapping out that battery for a new battery, and then after that, then I'll go after that starter. There's a guy around here he rebuilds starters, and I've taken starters to him forever. and he does a really good job, so maybe we'll take it to him, or maybe I'll just purchase a new one. We'll see. I'm going to at least let him look at it, and because I know he can hook it up, and he's got machines that'll say if that thing's got water, you know, if all the grounds are good on that as well, on the interior of it. So we'll see. We'll see how it all works out. But so here it is, $1,000 tractor. I said all that to say this, I guess. You know, owning a cabin and having a cabin, we've talked about this in the past, it's not just going up and not having nothing to do, you know. Cabins bring a lot of work. So anytime you can make the work a little simpler, a little easier, that's what this will do. My plan for this is to get a small snowblower for the back of it. I will be waiting until next spring unless I can find a deal, because next spring they'll be cheaper. Right now is not the time of year to buy a snowblower. But it is the time of year to purchase a bush auger. So if you guys saw me mowing the lawn last time up at the cabin, the lawn was pretty hard on that lawnmower. So I could bring something like this up with a bush auger and beat that grass back when I need to. It doesn't always happen that way, but when I need to. And the other thing I can use it for is over to Beaver Creek, maintaining the road. They also sell plows that hook up to the 3-point hitch. So this might be the rig to get into Beaver Creek with to do some road work in there, as well as around the cabin. This is a 4-wheel drive Case 255. They built them in 1987. I thought I saw they built them from, well, this is an 87. I think they bought right around 1990 and up, something like that. 4 or 5 years, 10 years, I don't know. It was just whatever I caught in one of the books I was reading. So I got a repair manual coming for other things, but right now I feel pretty good about my $1,000. The guy spent last winter painting stuff up and getting it pretty, but that didn't take care of all the problems, I guess. So that's it. I gotta go up and upload this video for you guys. I want you to be happy campers tomorrow, having coffee and trying to figure out what Tom's up to now. So have a good night, and I will see you in the next video.